lot of times in most in the recent times, in the last say about 2 or 3 years, the expectation of the client in terms of returns is very obnoxious. So I keep on getting calls like, मेरे को साल का 40% रिटर्न दब दोगे तो ही मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा.
I'm going to ask this because of this incident. Something that really strikes me very interesting is sometimes it is not what you say, it's how you said it that makes a bigger impact. Do you feel that is a big key takeaway in business when you're with the client? Because sometimes clients may not be understanding what you are trying to help them with, and you come to this point where you're not able to explain. How do you say, in a short way, how do you say no to a client? A lot of people have realized no. For example, you visit no to clients and not do business with them because they are not able to understand how you're trying to help them. Certain people come with, I want to invest X. That's only what I want to do. And you tell them, actually the Y is better. It will help you in the longer run. For example, how you explained to me, child's education, child's marriage, how you can plan so beautifully with a very short amount of money that you park. And it's an eye-opener that people don't talk about because it's really helpful. But sometimes you do come where you feel, I don't want to work with this client. It could be any reason. How do you say no? Because I know a lot of people have difficulties in saying no to a client.
So the answer is very straight. I say no, khatam. There's no beating around
the bush.
Absolutely not. Because see, I'll tell you one thing. Either you can spend a lot of time convincing that client,
correct,
who is not ready to listen,
correct,
right? Or you can decide, I don't want to waste time on this and maybe acquire 5 or 6 different clients with the time I'm going to spend on this person, convincing him to be, or to making him listen to me.
Brilliant.
Okay. Lot of times in the recent times, in the last say about 2 or 3 years, the expectation of the client in terms of returns is very obnoxious. So I keep on getting calls like, मेरे को साल का 40% रिटर्न दब दोगे तो ही मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा. So I tell them, मैं आपको दे नहीं सकता हूँ, आप प्लीज कहीं और चले जाइए.
Correct.
Right? He said, why? मैंने पिछले साल बनाया था इतना. So I said, पिछले साल, उसके पहले साल तो डबल 100% बना था, तो आपने 100% की बात नहीं करी, आप 40% की बात कर रहे हो.
Correct.
Right? Let me tell you one thing, that the reasonable expectation of a return should be inflation or nominal GDP plus 2 or 3%. Right?
Correct.
Because if you're beating the nominal GDP by 2 or 3% consistently, I think it's a fair amount of return in the long term.
Correct.
Unfortunately, people nowadays want obnoxious amount of return. And to tell them कि ये नहीं करो या इसके पीछे मत जाओ, don't fall into the trap of higher returns, right? I can only tell them once. If they're not able to understand, I decide myself, okay, there's no need for me to waste more time on this particular person or this client.
Correct.
Or a prospective client to acquire him and make him my client.
Correct.
I rather tell him that when you have a reasonable expectation, when you learn yourself, because I tell them one thing very, very upfront. From now on until the next 4 or 5 years, you're going to learn a lot in this whole investment journey.
Correct.
And then there'll be a time when you'll have to unlearn a lot of things. Correct. Right? That is where I'm sure that they're going to come back to me or to some another advisor.
Correct.
When they have a reasonable expectation. And let me tell you one thing, market is supreme. सबको औकात में लाके रखता है वो. सबको. There's no person on the earth who will say that I am supreme. No, dude, market is supreme. It's as simple as that. So I have decided, I say no, nahi ho raha hai. Sir, I'm sorry. It was nice meeting you, but I think I will not be able to match your higher return expectations.
Correct.
The time you're okay with nominal GDP plus 2 or 3% compounding returns,
correct,
my doors are always welcome to you. You can always drop by for a cup of coffee and a healthy conversation. That is it. But मैं आपको help नहीं कर पाऊंगा investment. That is what I tell them upfront.